Hello everyone, my name is Alex.
My name is Robert.
And we are your Mugiwara Authority, your source for all things One Piece and One Piece related. Now today we're going over chapter 747 entitled Top Executive Pika.
Fucking Pika.
What do you think of the chapter, Robert?
I thought it was pretty good. It was a little slow at times, but there was a lot of good information that came through.
Yeah, it seems like several people feel like this was sort of a slow chapter, and I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment. I don't see that personally.
Not slow in the fact that there's not a lot happening, but just like each individual like piece or whatever is not going very far. Like there's still a lot of stuff happening. We're getting a lot of character development, so in that sense, there's a lot of information. But,
okay, so I see what you're saying. So there's a lot of story threads happening at once, but because we're not focusing on any one particular one, none of them are really advancing far.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're all sort of advancing, but slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I could kind of agree with that.
To me,
we're kind of hitting this part of the arc though, where things are chaotic, and we're getting like the end of the rising action, and we're hitting the climax. So things are pretty crazy for me personally. There's so much.
There's
wildness.
Stuff is still crazy. Yeah. But we got that beautiful parallel between Doflamingo and Whitebeard that you mentioned. I don't remember if it was on podcast or off video.
It was on the podcast.
It was on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got that pretty direct parallel right there.
Well,
how the top executives are his family.
His affinity for his family. And it's been hinted at before, but it's never been said so clearly. Where he literally said, "These are my family, you do not mess with these people."
Yeah.
And then he literally fucking hurled people off the building. Get the fuck out. And then, of course, that leads to the end of the chapter where Luffy laughs at Pika's stupid voice.
Luffy.
He just laughs at his stupid, big, fucking giant face. Oh, that was so funny. Dude, it's the one thing you shouldn't do.
And he did it. Luffy just doesn't care. It's like, you shouldn't burn this flag.
Oh my God.
Take it out.
It's one of my favorite quirks about Luffy. I love that shit so much. Now, one of my favorite things about this chapter was the moral struggle that we get with Fujitora, where to me it's clear that he is very loyal to his duty as an admiral, and all the same, he is kind of struggling because he hates this.
Exactly.
You understand? Like, he hates the idea of Shichibukai, he hates the idea of celestial dragons. It's like people that are put on a pedestal. He literally says, "What are we, gods? Is that what the world government is?" And Maynard, the vice admiral that he's talking to, gives him this face like, "Fuck, this is crazy." It was crazy. Because earlier Maynard was talking to Bastille, and he was like, "Man,
it's like, we have to take out Doflamingo.
We have to.
And
then he says and then a similar conversation with Fujitora did not end so hot. He was not down for that.
He was just like, we just follow me, do what I say, follow my orders.
Yeah, essentially. So that was fascinating. It's fascinating to see the moral struggle going on in Fujitora, and to me it's interesting because the implications in the series are vast, because I see Fujitora later down the line going like, I think he's going to be one of those who shapes the world government in an interesting way.
Yeah, kind of like how Akainu kind of shifted the whole the whole image of the Marines.
Yes, but in a very different way.
Yeah, no, definitely in a different way.
Almost the opposite, the polar opposite. Because I see him being actively good in a lot of ways, in ways that maybe Kizaru and Aokiji, maybe they're good, but they're lackadaisical in their approach to it. Where he seems like he's actively very, like a good man.
Yeah,
and he's struggling with doing things that he knows are wrong, and all the same, it's part of his job description.
It's like it's basically like he has to do this in order to maintain some semblance of world balance and faith in the world government. But at the same time, if he needs to go after Doflamingo and the Doflamingo family, because what they've done is the exact opposite of what he wants to happen.
Yeah. So he's going through a lot. And personally, I think certain characters in the Marines are the ones who go through the most moral turmoil. They're like in the most gray area. We see that with Garp especially, and I think...
We see it a little bit with Kobe.
We do, and it's fascinating because we don't always get that in One Piece. I love One Piece so much, but all the same characters are very often very good or very bad.
Yeah.
You know, we get dastardly villains, and we get not so much heroic heroes, but they're doing the right thing. And we're definitely 100% behind them and rooting for them. Where certain Marines are kind of in strange gray areas, and it's fun to see that. It's fun to see that Oda could write that well, because we don't always get that vibe, you know?
I got what I wanted, though.
You did. I thought that 100% when I got to that panel. So we are going to see potentially
Zoro versus Fujitora.
Potentially, at least a teaser, for sure a teaser. We've already got a small teaser.
Yes.
I read that and I thought of you right away. I bet Robert's happy fucking seeing that panel.
Super happy.
So we're going to see if a serious Zoro can take on an admiral. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to seeing
He's on the fence of yes, and I'm on the fence of I don't know. We'll find out. I wasn't 100% sure, but it seems like I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
I'm just totally looking forward to it, though.
So to me, this was a very quotable chapter for Doflamingo. We had quotes like, "You don't mess with my family," those sorts of things.
Yes.
He said he lost his mother at 8 and he killed his father at 10.
Oh man, dude, that's crazy. He must have a lot of hate for the nobles.
Yeah, well, apparently there was a fan theory, and I never heard this before this chapter, but there was
really?
a fan theory going out there that his mom was actually a slave.
Oh.
Yeah, who was impregnated by a noble.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I did not make that up. I do want to take credit for it. I did read it on the forums, but I was like, God damn, that's an interesting theory.
That's actually... Wow.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, dude, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. And
Oh,
I have only moderately conflicted feelings about this, because I think characters like Doflamingo thrive so much on their mystique and the mystery kind of surrounding who they are and how they became who they became. And all the same, I just want to know more about him. So it's a little conflicted.
I think these little bits of information that don't explain too much, but just give us a little bit of insight into the character are they're good.
I agree. A little bit is okay, but too much and
I don't want to have like a full-fledged flashback to Doflamingo killing his father and stuff like that.
The thing is, a lot of people do imagine we're going to get a flashback with Law and the girl Corazon, whatever the fuck. The character that Law is so dying to get fucking Doflamingo in trouble for. You know, like we don't know that much about her.
Here's the thing. That flashback would be okay because that's more of a Law flashback to me.
Okay, I can see that.
It would be like it would be like one of Law's flashbacks where Doflamingo is involved.
And we have had sort of a small flashback involving Doflamingo, and that's how he kind of overthrew the Raikou family. But again, that Doflamingo was sort of fully formed already. He was already the crazy asshole that he is today.
Like that's kind of what I feel we'll see in Law's flashback. We'll still see a fully formed Doflamingo.
I would be okay with that, or even like the pivot. You know, to him, it's sort of like the Killing Joke for Batman. It's like, you see a little bit of his past, but mostly it's like the pivot into the crazy asshole who he is today.
Yeah,
I guess I'm okay with some of that. But to me, these characters thrive in, like, we don't know. And I like that a lot.
Makes sense.
So we're learning a little bit more. I think this was a fascinating chapter in that way, that we got the moral dilemma of Fujitora, and then the strength...
The family ties of
Doflamingo, and all the same... Only his immediate family, the immediate executives, anybody else, and the incredible hypocrisy that goes into that. He was tearing apart families throughout Dressrosa and probably throughout the world without giving a shit. Man. No fucks given by this guy. And when it comes to his personal family... It
kind of makes sense, though, at that point, because it's like, they're not his family.
No, I understand. But so it's what makes him a fantastic villain.
Yeah.
You understand? Because, wow, what a hypocrite. You know? Like, what a fucking hypocrite. Dude.
Oh, man. Well, we saw a little bit from Baby 5 or whatever. She's like, if you attack him, there's going to be nothing left for his family to grieve over.
True. And I like seeing the scene with Baby 5. I feel like she hasn't done much in a while. It was just nice to see her do a little something right before Doflamingo tossed those motherfuckers. He's like, get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, we might be getting Fujitora and Zoro soon. Pika is going crazy, and he's huge, and he's got a big stupid voice, so that's great.
Dude, what do you think Frankie's going to do? I think he's going to actually succeed in destroying the factory.
I think so, too, and it was sort of foreshadowed, and I like that it's sort of Doflamingo's ignorance, and that he's like, well, it's made out of sea stone, and I'm going to get rid of the keys, and really Frankie's like, I'm going to use my big-ass beam. Like,
he's going to be like, Frankie Laser!
Yeah, he has nothing to do with devil fruit. So,
exactly.
So, yeah, Doflamingo's kind of made a mistake there, and it was interesting to see that play out so perfectly. Some people were complaining that that Frankie got up too easily and just started running away.
No, his cola. He had a reserve of cola.
He had a very legitimate excuse for that.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite part of the whole chapter was Frankie running away and trying to be discreet. And his
arms are just sticking out.
The stupidest shit ever. He's a big guy with blue hair.
He still had the gun barrel.
He's wearing Speedos. He's the opposite of discreet. Dude, I laughed so hard. I was just staring at that panel for like 5 minutes laughing. It was so fucking funny. Man.
Oh, dude, Sabo's gone too.
Sabo just took off. So that's really important to note.
So we have no idea where he is. We have no idea where Burgess is.
Burgess is a fascinating character in this arc. We don't know what that dude's doing, and his where his allegiances lie are so fascinating, fucking really interesting.
So that's two big powerhouse characters that we have no idea what they're doing right now.
Sabo especially, because dude, he could wreck shit up. To me, he might be the one to take on Fujitora. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We don't know.
Well, I definitely think he's going to end up being the one that fights Akainu.
Yeah.
For me, it makes sense if he's the one that actually fights it.
It
kind of falls along with his role as second in command of the revolutionaries.
Yeah, we definitely agree there. And it seems to sort of be foreshadowed. Like, it's so funny because not that long ago, I would have thought it was a given that Luffy was going to take on Akainu, but now I sort of am totally on the Sabo versus Akainu bandwagon. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So, anything else? It was interesting to see Koala kind of like
taking pictures and doing the undercover.
Yeah. She like went to the harbor and like started like, this isn't a pirate ship, and it's interesting. Yeah. I think it gives the revolutionaries more motive to actually be on Dressrosa.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a fascinating little bit of storytelling there.
So they're finding a little bit of the history of Dressrosa, all these countries that are allying themselves with Doflamingo and all that.
Yeah.
Under the guise of piracy.
So, anything else you want to talk about this chapter?
Poor Usopp.
That's most of the big things. Yeah, Usopp's getting taken away by the Tontada, and they're making their way because the geography of this place is so messed up. They're like right at the King's Plateau. That's the Colosseum is connected to the King's Plateau.
Yeah, so they're like right there.
So Robin, Hack, Usopp, they're all like right there. It's really crazy. Bartolomeo and they're like, where's
I don't know if he's with them right now because he's holding them off.
Yeah, he's with them, but will he be with them as they move? We don't know. And Sabo just took off, so Sabo went away again.
Pulled a Luffy.
Yeah, so
pulled a Zoro, got lost.
And we end with this beautiful double spread of Pico just literally buildings on his arm. He's huge. I don't know how to gauge him like compared to Oars, but he's fucking huge.
He's like. I don't know, it's weird. Like, to me, he looks larger than the island, which makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
I'm just like...
I got Inception. I thought of Inception when the island, it was just fucking, like, the whole thing was moving.
Yeah.
And there was, like, a big shadow.
It's like, that sucks.
It's so good. I really liked it.
And then Luffy's just busting up laughing.
I really liked the chapter. I thought it was awesome.
I'm looking forward to who they get for Pika's voice actor.
I know, it's gonna be so funny.
Because it's so implied that he has this like girly voice.
It's said. There are fucking people laughing at him.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Luffy laughed at him. Yeah. It's very clear.
So clear that his voice is supposed to be completely opposite of what he looks like.
Honestly, I think we really needed this from Pika because he was this character with this awesome design and this high rank in the Doflamingo family.
He had no
and
real character development
incredible devil fruit. And yeah, but he never said a word until now. Like, we needed some interesting quirks, something to make him a character instead of just this cardboard thing that was powerful.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He's slowly getting a little bit of quirks, and he means a little bit more now to me. Because before, I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
He's crazy, and he's Zoro's natural enemy.
Oh, dude, I wanted to say something really quick about Doflamingo says that he could just take out Fujitora. Do you remember that?
I saw that. He's like, if Fujitora becomes a problem, take him out.
He's a knot that just any knife can't cut. Like, he basically makes it seem like I could just kill that guy.
Actually, Pika says it.
No. I'm pretty sure Doflamingo says that. And then Pika says something right afterwards.
He says, we can get rid of it, but he admits that it's not going to be easy.
I think afterwards Pika says, I'll just take out everybody.
Yeah, that's what
Which is also crazy.
Yeah.
But I believe Doflamingo, like, to me, okay, well, what it really means to me is that Doflamingo is confident in his ability to take out Fujitora, and that's all great. But what does that say about Kaido?
Fucking...
He is afraid of Kaido. That's
crazy.
You know, because he knows how strong Fujitora is, and he's like, I'll fucking kill that guy. Like, he'll get in the way, so I'll just kill him.
Well, he did say that it would take effort, though.
Yeah, but he's still confident in his ability to kill him. Like, he's terrified of Kaido.
No.
Shit his pants over the thought of Kaido.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. Like, the 3 admirals or whatever versus Whitebeard were nothing.
Well, yeah.
If we can say that Doflamingo is comparable in strength to an admiral, and the oldest of the Yonko was enough to take down all 3 admirals, then a relatively healthy, well, we don't know what his health is like, what his age is.
Presumably.
But a presumably healthy Kaido could be stronger than Whitebeard.
No, it's fair to say. It's just...
Especially
we haven't seen that kind of strength in One Piece too often. In fact, I don't think we've ever seen it, because Whitebeard is the only one who was close, and Whitebeard was an old-ass, sick man. So...
And he was still... punching down a Kaido.
So I agree that Doflamingo may be comparable to an admiral, and the admirals themselves were not necessarily a match for Whitebeard, though they kind of were, but not really. Like, not really. So, yeah. I just think the implications for Kaido are huge and fascinating and so goddamn scary.
What was that theory again for his devil fruit? If he has one, Typhon?
Typhon,
The
a legendary zone Typhon. Which
dude, that would be
I got that from Code Provider. I'll put the link down below. I don't know if he made it up, but I got that link. I mean, I got that theory personally from Code Provider. So yeah, I'll put the link down. Anyway, it was goddamn.
So if that's true or whatever, he has a very powerful Logia type, or not Logia. Zoan. A very powerful Zoan.
A mythical Zoan.
Yeah, Zoans are also known to be the highest in physical strength.
Yeah.
So if he has, well, I mean, Whitebeard had presumably one of the most powerful paramecias. So we look at Kaido or whatever, whose physical strength is probably rivaling that of the Quake Fruit. I don't know, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, shit is really crazy. Well, you remember it says that he was like the strongest creature in the world. Right.
Well,
So creature is sort of the word there.
Yeah,
so it's sort of the funny word there.
Does he have a Zoan ability, or is he actually like fucking Beppo?
We don't know. Like that's
or Chopper.
That's the crazy thing. Kaido is a big mystery right now. We just know he's going to be very, very powerful. That's
another thing that I want to talk about real quick that I just thought of. Because you know how we have like Inu model whatever.
Yeah.
So like there's different types of dog devil fruits. There's different types of cat devil fruits and all that. Chopper has the human fruit.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's different types of human?
Different models, like giant or long arm tribe or whatever.
Yeah.
Or long leg tribe. I don't see why that's I don't see why that's not possible. I mean, in our Earth, we're all the same race, but that's not our Earth. So especially giants. Like I don't see how they're definitely not a different species of human.
Yeah.
So I don't see why not. So there could be like a giant zone devil fruit.
Yeah.
That's a cool thought. What if a big motherfucker ate? What if like Oars ate a giant? Like what if that San Juan wolf?
It wouldn't be because he would grow weak in the water.
No, you're right. Fuck.
That was because I was thinking that too. I thought that same thing too. I was like, San Juan wolf must have the giant devil fruit. Oh no, he doesn't because he swims.
Yeah.
Or they just drag him along in the water using the raft.
He would still be like, he wouldn't be able to talk and shit. Like when Luffy touches the bars, he's like, so that. Damn
but that's Luffy.
I thought I was onto something. I was so excited.
We were both onto something, and then all of a sudden, because I believe it was specified that if a human eats the human fruit, they reach enlightenment.
That's what Oda said.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
Well, dude, think about it. Like that would explain like why there's like if in their history there's like Gandhi type people or Buddhas. If there's Buddhas in their past or whatever, it would explain that. That and the Buddha fruit.
And the Buddha fruit. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, that's where Oda kind of blurs the lines between our world and their world. The Buddha fruit, things like that. Like, so wait, do you have
like a Jesus fruit?
That would be scary.
I would be a little concerned.
We've seen somebody look like they were walking on water. That dude from Drum, the guy.
Right.
Maybe he had the Jesus fruit, and that's all it did. Like, made him look like he could walk on water, but he wasn't really. He was standing on a boat, on a submarine. So yeah, we got a little off topic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It was
It's still related because it's talking about the devil fruit.
Well, we're talking about Kaido and fuck. Did we see Kairos? We did it for like a panel, right?
Yes.
So not very much of Kairos. Another up there, maybe more so than Jesus, but up there with Sabo and like, whoa, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Level, like, oh shit.
I mean, he beheaded Doflamingo pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know if Doflamingo let that happen or what, but
I'm pretty sure that Doflamingo didn't just let that happen.
So, and also interesting to know that there was another double spread earlier on with the whole Doflamingo family, and they were all like, "Oh, we're sorry, we fucked up a lot."
And they're both like, "Yeah."
He's sort of like, "I blame you guys, but bygones be bygones." I thought that was fascinating too. Like,
whereas before he would have killed like we see somebody mess up or whatever, he would have killed them but now we know why he's like, "Oh, I forgive you guys, don't worry about it."
Yeah. We really get some real insight into how he feels about his family in this chapter. Like, real solid, concrete stuff, opposed to, like, ideas or maybes. Like, we really know now how much these people mean to him.
Because for all intents and purposes, they should be dead. It's probably right. We all disappeared for a second.
Hey.
1 second.
I'm going to dance for y'all. Yeah, okay, we don't. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. The show must go on. We should be ending. It's almost 20 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
holy crap!
A long time. So this is the kind of things we would edit out if we could do that yet. We will soon. Ha! So,
all right.
So well, I think we touched on most of the important aspects. Ooh, there was another really good quote by Doflamingo where he says, the citizens choose between Clan Raikou and Clan Doflamingo.
Right, I forgot about that.
Oh, his mentality is so fascinating because he talks about this hundreds of chapters ago where he says, the victors are the ones who write history. There is no good and evil. The victors write history. And to me, this is like a similar mirroring of that mentality.
Because he's basically telling the people, it's like, okay, like, without actually telling them, he's like, you can't defeat me, so I'll give you this option or whatever, and I'll stop everything. But it's like, the people, should they really be going after those bounties, or should they all be teaming up to try to take out Doflamingo, who is probably going to continue doing everything that he was before all this? I don't know.
And all the same, he's using them. You know, like he's still manipulating.
He's
like, you guys choose. You're fucking manipulating them. Like,
basically, like,
a lot of them are parasito, whatever the hell.
They're all parasites. He's using his parasite ability.
Yeah, it's called something like parasites.
It's like Parasite though, or whatever.
I don't fucking. It was.
It's basically Parasite.
Shit was. You're bad guy. Bad.
Yeah.
Not very nice. That is my analysis of Doflamingo. He's not very nice.
I have a question. This doesn't really relate to this chapter. It's one of the previous ones.
Okay.
How did you feel about Doflamingo having a copy with string?
That's fascinating because a lot of people didn't like it. But I don't mind so much because to me, he's such a special character and that he's been built up since fucking volume 25. He's been, like, if his ability was just string and there wasn't something really crazy about it, it would be kind of like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, string. So he needs to be kind of this next level devil fruit user kind of shit. You know what I mean?
But would it have been better if he had used a more creative method?
I think that was pretty creative, though. I personally think like it didn't bother me in the sense of creativity. It bothered me in the sense that this substitute that he had for himself was almost too real. That was a common problem. This thing was sweating, and we talked about this where maybe it's sort of like Moria's shadow thing, you know, where he has a shadow substitute, and really it's a way of Doflamingo being able to be in two places at once. It wasn't explicitly stated though, as Moria's was, so really that's just speculation. We don't know. It didn't really personally bother me much. It just felt slightly cop-out-ish that he got beheaded and it was just not him, and then both of them were there attacking Luffy, and it's like, well, where was the real Doflamingo this whole fucking time? Was he just chilling somewhere else? Like, what was he doing?
Just in the back room,
like,
taking a piss.
Yeah, it's like right around the corner the whole time. Like, I bet somebody's gonna try to behead me. Like, what are you doing? Like, just playing with your, like, the whole time? That's a long time.
Like I said, he was probably just taking a piss.
So, I think it was something like
Actually, no. Now that you bring that up, it might actually make sense if there was another him just in the other room. And that other him is focused on the parasite ability.
I guess. But that's weird. Like, what is he... Oh, maybe.
Because there's still
you mean there's two of him at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh.
So right now, while he's sitting there talking, he probably has another copy out somewhere that's controlling all the people.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. But that would kind of make sense. Like, because what's happening to them really... We kind of don't know.
Personally, I think it would have been more badass if he just stitched his head back on.
Well, it definitely would have been more badass, but it's just sort of not One Piece, I guess. I mean, I would have been like, oh shit, oh my god. Like, don't get me wrong, I was sort of hoping for that.
That's what I kind of wanted to
fuck it, I don't care.
Like, what was that in Kill la Kill? Or whatever, her head just kind of floats back and stitches back in.
Didn't see it, but that sounds cool as fuck. So
yeah, I mean, it was pretty badass. That's why I was like, why couldn't that happen to Doflamingo?
Well, I kind of compare it always to is Hisoka losing his arm and then just being like, fucking, putting his arm back on like that.
Too.
To me, because they're kind of comparable characters within their verse. Like, to me, Hisoka is sort of the Doflamingo of Hunter x Hunter and vice versa. So, I mean, it's just me. It's just me feeling that way. Like, that would have been
amazing.
Fucking crazy, you know? And it would have been better than the arm thing. His fucking head. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, well, I mean, it would have made no sense, though.
Well, dude, you live for a few seconds while you're beheaded.
That's true.
So he could have just been like, all right, stitch back on real quick before I die.
It's just Oda's way of doing things. I'm kind of indifferent. It's not my favorite twist, and it's not something I really loathe. It's just okay.
It's okay. Like, it works. It works to progress the plot, right?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's like I would give it, if I was grading it, it's like a C+. It's not...
So probably like a 7.5.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm not like... It doesn't ruin anything for me.
But it's not like the most memorable moment.
It's just... and it also feels kind of cop-out-ish to me. Just a little. Like, whoa, the motherfucker got beheaded. And then like, oh, it's just not really him. And
it's like, oh, it's my string copy.
Yeah. So it's whatever. I mean, how many times have we really seen copies used in One Piece? Like, early Dragon Ball, it was, like, all over the place. Like, double image. You know, it was fucking, like, every fight.
Yeah.
So,
but I think in One Piece we've seen it with Moria. Now we've seen it with Robin.
Robin, that's fair.
I think that... well, yeah, I think that's it. We haven't seen any of the Logias make copies.
Which is sort of weird.
Because
what Pika's doing right now is sort of like, why didn't Crocodile do that? Because I was watching Spider-Man 3, which is terrible, but I was watching it recently, and Sandman was like, I'm a giant sand person. And
maybe that's why he didn't.
Or maybe he will when he comes back. Maybe Oda was just waiting, like, oh, I'm going to wait to show off some of the really crazy shit. He's going to be a giant sand guy. I don't know.
Because he was trying to fight Luffy one-on-one, man-to-man during that arc.
But...
like, he was like...
At no point did he do that, you know?
No, right. But like, really, that's all he needed. He didn't need anything against all of the people of Alabasta. Against Luffy, he probably needed it, but at that point, it was kind of a matter of principle. Like, you're a rookie. I just need to defeat you, like this or whatever. Like, he killed him twice.
3 times. Almost.
3 times.
I guess we see Enel sort of do that. I mean, in his last encounter with Luffy, he, you know, big lightning.
Turns into Raijin.
Yeah. So it's not like they can't do it. Oh, we see Monet do something similar as well.
Right. She turns into that snow beast.
Yeah, which was fucking sexy. Oh my god. Oh, shit. She's crazy. Right. I like her. So, modestly off topic, Chapter 747, I quite liked it. It was very fun for me. I think maybe I like it more than the fandom. I had a fucking good time reading it personally.
I enjoyed it, yeah. I enjoyed the chapter.
And maybe I do understand what you're saying in the sense that it's a lot of little plots and they're just moving a little bit. But, I mean, craziness.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we didn't talk about the scene where, like, fucking Senor Pink and Mock and
they're just sitting there talking?
Yeah, and they're like, what's that? It's a balloon! It's Luffy! Like, there's so much silliness there.
We find out that the guy's a heavy man that wants to kill him.
Yeah.
Was it mentioned before?
I think they've showed him be heavy once. I don't know if...
But did they actually mention that he was it?
I don't think so.
So, okay.
His name is Mockvice.
Mockvice.
Yeah, and then,
I like Senor Pink more than Mockvice.
And they got that guy...
He's so hard-boiled.
What's his name? Damn it. Now I'm forgetting the other one's name. I think I wrote it down.
Oh, you're talking about that skinny kid with horns?
And the high heels?
And the high heels, yeah. I forget. I think it's written somewhere over there.
I wrote Dalton. Is that right? Dalton? Isn't that the guy from Drum?
Yeah, that's the guy from Drum.
I think I fucked that up in my other video. I'm gonna have to go fix that.
Alright, the skinny guy is Dalton. He, from Drum, he kind of went through some surgery.
What's his name? Damn it, now I'm annoyed. I need to find it out. Anyway, so 747. I liked it a lot.
Dude, I like how Zoro just kind of before we end it. I like how Zoro just kind of kicked that.
He kicks the kid and then he kicks Mock in the asshole. And I was like, he's like, he's fat. It was like this weird bit of slapstick fighting. But then it got to like Fujitora was right there.
Yeah.
It's real. Shit. It's real. And Pika was like, wow. Oh my god, this chapter. So
like, I honestly thought for a second that this chapter we were gonna get some kind of like, not necessarily filler fighting, but some kind of like, all right, we're going to take out some of these people. We're going to take out a bunch of these minor villains that are attacking us. And that next chapter, they might introduce, like, the major fights. But then all of a sudden, Fujitora showed up, and I was just like, well, there goes that idea.
Yeah, that was crazy. I kind of thought the Luffy and Zoro and Law were just going to take out those guys.
Yeah.
But then Fujitora was
especially
right
considering that Luffy was like, I'll just use my haki. And he never gets a chance to use his hockey.
Well, I think he was just talking about... Because Zoro was like, I don't want to slice up random people. And he was like, I'll just take him out with hockey. And then Fujitora was there. So I was like, no. Like, shit. So,
yeah, no, like, that's what I thought was going to happen. Luffy was going to use his Emperor's hockey or whatever and knock out a bunch of those people.
Yeah.
But no.
No, that
did not happen.
So...
It would have been beneficial for Usopp.
I mean, Luffy might... still be able to do that. I don't know.
I think Usopp still needs to recover. I think he needs to recover. and then just be a little bit more badass in this arc.
I don't know. I don't think we have enough arc left. I think that'll have to be next arc.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because he's so injured, I think he won't recover until the next arc.
Yeah, probably.
So, I definitely think you'd asked me this before. I definitely think that he needs to start implementing the dials more, like impact dial. Like, at the very least, to keep opponents away so he can stay at his range.
I think so, but it seems like Oda, since post time skip, has really made his made his decision on how he wants Usopp to fight, and he wants him to fight like with the seeds and the plants and all that kind of thing.
Right, but he's very much a long-range fighter. What happens if he gets in close with someone that can fight?
And he seems physically stronger. I'm sure he is.
He seems like he's capable enough to use the impact dial.
I would assume so.
More reasonably, more effectively.
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, Nami is like, oh, my hand almost broke, but like Ganfor, who's just an old guy. I mean, he's strong. He's like
he
an old
managed
man.
to use it.
He used it plenty of times.
And then Usopp, when he showed up, he was much more ripped than before.
Yeah, and he used it. I think it hurt, but he used it on Water 7. So
yeah,
I don't know why
he used it more than once, didn't he?
I don't remember. I remember once for sure.
I definitely remember once. Luffy punches him, he blocks it or whatever, and then he hits him back, and it like almost breaks his arm. But because he's more physically developed, I think now his body can handle it.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So it would make sense for me if we see more impact dial in instances where he ends up in close range fighting.
It would be cool.
Yeah,
it would be cool. I'd like to see that personally because I like him as a sniper, but some guys could close the range on you. You know?
Yeah, some can close it very easily.
Look at Senor Pink in this chapter alone. I mean,
he can just swim through stuff.
Luffy never saw that coming. He's like, there's some weird guy. It's the funniest. Okay, we don't even talk about that scene that much, but think about what happens there. A giant baby man swims to the floor, grabs the ankles of a rubber man who gets out of the way of a giant fat guy trying to crush him, and then this kid in high heels kicks that guy in the butthole, like after a guy with 3 swords pushes him. That's a normal scene in One Piece.
And it's so fucking crazy.
What the fuck? One Piece is so fucking weird. And then Frankie, who's a giant blue-haired guy with Speedos, runs trying to be...
He's sneaking around.
Like, we're so used to craziness and zaniness in One Piece that we don't even talk about how fucking weird this shit is sometimes.
It's so
if you really think... Like, if this was prose, if you wrote this out, it'd be like, what? Okay.
What is going on right now?
What the fuck is this person writing? This would be some crazy Douglas Adams shit. But because it's One Piece,
it's okay. It's normal.
Like, don't worry about it. There's full-on gag series that are less fucking weird than this, and it's so fucking awesome. So I know I'm fanboying out a little bit about how much I love One Piece, but it's really crazy.
It is crazy.
So. Right, good chapter.
Yeah,
good chapter. So my name is Alex.
My name is Robert.
And we are your Mugiwara Authority. This is a One Piece podcast. We will leave the link down below. We have a podcast about One Piece where we do this
basically for
like
an hour and a half.
So like 3 times as long as what you just sat through. If you sat through that, you are really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good times, everybody. So awesome. We are signing out. You take care. Please check out the podcast.
Like us on Facebook, comment, ask questions, whatever.
Subscribe. Check out our other videos. We will be putting up a podcast once a week-ish. That's our goal. So check us out. We would love to have some interaction with you all.
We'd like to have a question and answer.
Okay.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with them.
Okay.
Question and answer.
Do it.
Okay. We will...
Ask us questions.
This is for real. For real now. We are saying goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hurry up and stop it.
Now I'm making it weird. Now I'm making it...